Today we'll be discussing Wynton Marsalis. Wynton Marsalis was born on October 18th, 1961, and was the second son of Ellis Jr., Dolores Marsalis. He was the younger brother of Branford Marsalis and the older brother of Dalfeo, Jason, Moboya, and Ellis III. Fun fact, he was named after Wynton Kelly. His father, Ellis Jr., was a prominent pianist in New Orleans, and it was said that at the age of 6, Ellis was at a table with Al Hirt, Miles Davis, and Clark Terry, and joked that they might as well just give Wynton Marsalis a trumpet too, so he'd be surrounded by trumpet players. And Al Hirt, his employer at the time, famous for the Green Hornet theme, and he was a New Orleans native and a CCM grad, ended up giving him his trumpet and teaching him jazz and classical. At 8 years old, he performed traditional New Orleans music in the Fairview Baptist Church, which was ran by the legendary banjoist Danny Barker, who played with many throughout the 30s and beyond, including Benny Carter and such. At 14, he performed with the New Orleans Philharmonic, and throughout his high school career, he performed with the New Orleans Symphony Brass Quintet, New Orleans Community Concert Band, New Orleans Youth Orchestra, the New Orleans Symphony, various jazz bands, and a funk band that was popular around the area known as the Creators. At 17, he became the youngest musician to ever be admitted to Tanglewood's Berkshire Music Center, and was awarded the Harry Shapiro Award for Outstanding Brass Student. Okay, early 80s. So he started up at Juilliard in 1979, and he originally wanted to pursue a classical career. But after he got up to New York, he was picked up by Art Blakey and toured with him for several years. And this had a deep impact on Wynton. Art gave him his example and his concept for how a band leader should be, how they should lead. Also at the time, he drew upon Freddie Hubbard for much of his playing and ideas. Around the same time, Columbia reached out to him, giving him a record deal. In 81, he also toured with Herbie Hancock while still working with the Messengers. He got back from this tour and started up his own quintet to be recorded by Columbia. And in this quintet, he had his brother Branford on tenor sax, Kenny Kirkland on piano, Charnette Moffett on bass, and Jeff Tane Watts on drums. This group very much pulled from Miles' second quintet, with Ron Carter, Herbie Hancock, Wayne Shorter, and Tony Williams. Very much picked off where they left off, especially in Wynton Marsalis' playing. He took longer solos, he used long tones, and he used a lot of space, and took on some of the timbre qualities of Miles Davis. This also spurred the Young Lines movement, which was a resurgence in acoustic jazz, because the the previous decade had been very much populated by fusion and funk artists within jazz. That same year, in 1982, he received a Grammy for that first quintet album, as well as a classical album, Haydn, Hummel, and Leopold Mozart, the trumpet concertos, which was the first time it had ever been done that someone had gotten a Grammy and